insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded. People got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it.
People online could not stop talking after a familiar face from Atlanta's church scene walked into a high-profile fundraising event and instantly became the center of attention. The pastor's wife arrived dressed in a bold, eye-catching outfit that turned heads across the room and lit up social media within minutes. Some praised her confidence and style, while others felt uncomfortable seeing a church leader's spouse dressed in a way they believed crossed an invisible line. The reaction from church members and longtime followers was intense. Messages poured in from all directions, with people sharing their opinions, screenshots, and old clips. The pastor and his wife soon found themselves in full response mode, trying to explain their side and calm the storm. The pastor spoke out, saying his wife's clothing choices were between the two of them and not something the public should judge. Still, many viewers felt this moment was about more than a single dress. To them, it looked like another chapter in a longer story that has followed this couple for years. Some people began asking whether the pair was slowly stepping away from traditional church leadership and moving closer to a public influencer lifestyle. Others wondered if this attention, even when negative, was part of a bigger plan to stay in the spotlight. The wife, meanwhile, appeared tired of the criticism. Instead of staying quiet, she responded directly to comments and posts, sometimes in sharp and emotional ways. That only fueled the conversation further. The internet, as always, came with receipts, old interviews, and past rumors. Every detail of their history was pulled back into public view. Some viewers began saying that if the couple wanted to live like online personalities, maybe they should leave the pulpit behind and fully step into the world of social media fame. That idea spread fast, especially among people who felt that spiritual leaders should follow a different standard. The event that sparked all of this took place on December 20, 2025. The pastor and his wife attended the 42nd Annual Mayor's Mass Ball, a formal fundraiser held to support historically Black colleges and universities and the students who attend them. The night itself was a success in terms of money raised. Reports said the event brought in around $4 million for education, which many people praised and celebrated. But instead of focusing on the donation total or the guest list, most of the attention shifted to how the couple looked when they arrived. The room was filled with elegant suits and formal gowns, and the cameras followed every step as guests walked in. When the spotlight landed on the pastor's wife, her dress became the main topic of conversation. She wore a fitted black gown with a design that used skin-tone fabric to create a bold illusion. Many people agreed she looked beautiful and confident. Her makeup, hair, and overall appearance were polished and striking. Some said the dress would fit perfectly at a movie premiere or a celebrity party. However, for those who view the role of a pastor's spouse as one that comes with certain expectations, the outfit felt out of place. To them, it seemed more suited for a red carpet than a church-related event. That contrast is what sparked the heated debate. The couple's relationship had already been under public watch long before this night. People who follow church leadership in Atlanta knew that the wife had once worked closely within the same church where the pastor led. When their romantic relationship became public, some church members questioned whether it created a conflict of interest. That concern never fully went away, and it often resurfaced whenever the couple made headlines. Over time, online talk suggested that their relationship had been an open secret long before it was officially confirmed. These were rumors, not proven facts, but they became part of the public story. Some followers felt uncomfortable, while others believed it was none of their business. When the couple eventually married, They spoke about their journey in a hopeful way. They shared that their story inspired people who had been through divorce or heartbreak to believe in love again. Supporters appreciated that message and felt encouraged by it. Still, critics remained. To them, the dress moment felt like proof that the pastor was more focused on attention than tradition. They believed both he and his wife knew the outfit would spark conversation and possibly even planned for it. The pastor later addressed the situation in interviews. He said he personally chose the dress for his wife and stood by that decision. He explained that formal events come with different expectations.
And anymore.
A preacher presented his wife the other day, and I guess you call that a flesh-colored dress. I don't know. It's black dress and flesh color. It gives the illusion that she's not wearing anything underneath. And I heard the preacher, when he defended her dress, by saying, first of all, he bought the dress. And then he said, I want to address people who don't know anything, who haven't been anywhere, who don't know nothing. So I guess our objection to a man of the cloth presenting his wife in public looking like a $2 whore. Two. At least two. Now, I didn't say she was. I'm not talking about her. My statement is not about her. My statement is about him. I said he presented his wife, and he said he bought the dress. Those are his words, not mine.
And that people who were upset simply did not understand the setting. Some listeners found his tone surprising. They felt it sounded more like a celebrity interview than something they would expect from a spiritual leader. His words were confident, playful, and casual. That only added to the idea that he was leaning more toward entertainment than ministry. One clip from an interview spread quickly online. In it, he described seeing his wife in the dress for the first time and how it made him feel. The way he spoke, according to critics, felt more like a fashion show moment than a church-related conversation. The wife, for her part, made it clear that she did not dress for public approval. She said she chose clothes that made her feel good about herself. Supporters applauded her for standing strong and not letting criticism change her confidence. At the same time, others argued that leadership roles come with responsibility. They felt that public image matters when you represent a church and a faith community. As the discussion grew, people began bringing up past controversies connected to the pastor. These were stories and claims that had circulated online for years. Some dated back to the early days of his career. Supporters often dismissed them as old rumors. Critics believed they showed a pattern of behavior. One of the most talked about moments from his past involved a situation from many years ago, when news spread that he had a child with someone from his church community. The story was widely discussed at the time and became part of his public record. He addressed it back then, and many people believed the matter had been settled. Still, whenever new drama appeared, that old story came back into the conversation. Some felt it showed that the pastor had been given too many chances without real accountability. Others believed that people should be allowed to move on from past mistakes. Another rumor that sometimes surfaced involved claims about his family and personal relationships. These stories often came from online forums and social media posts, rather than official sources. Because of that, it was hard for the public to separate fact from speculation. Despite the noise, the pastor continued leading his church and speaking to large audiences. His supporters pointed to his community work, charity efforts, and powerful sermons as proof that he was still making a positive impact. Critics, however, felt that the role of a spiritual leader required a higher level of humility and caution. They believed that moments like the dress controversy made the church look more like a brand than a place of worship.
When he bought her the dress and she put it on, they knew the stir that their dress was going to cause, being flesh-colored. But being a minister and a first lady, you're not new to this. And yes, we all know that the dress isn't actually see-through. It is an illusion. I just don't know where the illusion of nudity fits in with being a first lady. I mean, for me, I feel like there's certain things that you don't expect from certain people.
One religious leader even shared his opinion publicly, saying that the outfit did not match the image he believed church leadership should present. His words were quoted and shared across social media, adding fuel to the ongoing debate. All of this led many people to say that the dress itself was only the surface issue. Underneath it, they saw years of tension, divided opinions, and unresolved questions about leadership, influence, and public behavior. As the story spread, comment sections filled with long discussions. Some viewers said they admired the wife's confidence and saw no problem with her outfit. Others felt disappointed and believed it sent the wrong message to younger church members. The pastor's supporters reminded everyone that he is human, not perfect. They said that judging his wife's clothing was unfair and missed the bigger picture of the work he does in the community. Meanwhile, those who disagreed argued that leadership means setting an example, even in small things like clothing at public events. The conversation began to shift toward a larger question. What should modern church leaders look like in a world driven by cameras, social media, and online influence?
Know the value of a man. Don't look at his house, don't look at his car, look at his wife. And anybody who looks at my wife will think I'm a billionaire because of the richness of her personality, the wealth of her character, and the expanse of her beauty.
Also, is it just me, or the kind of things he's saying on interviews is just not very pastor-like? Listen to it for yourself.
The dress on the hanger is one thing. You put the dress on, it's another thing. It brings on a new life.
Sure.
She walks out of the room in the dress.
Yes.
Before the event, was the first time you saw her in the dress?
Yes.
What'd you think?
Why do we need to leave?
Should they follow traditional expectations, or is there room to evolve with the times? Some people felt the couple was trying to blend faith and fame, using their platform to reach new audiences. Others believed that doing so risked turning sacred spaces into stages. As days passed, the story continued to grow. New clips, old photos, and past interviews resurfaced. Each piece of content added another layer to the public's opinion. The wife kept posting and responding, showing that she was not backing down. The pastor kept speaking in interviews, standing by her and defending their choices. Through all of this, the original purpose of the fundraiser was almost forgotten. The money raised for education took a backseat to the ongoing debate about image, leadership, and public behavior. Some people pointed this out and asked everyone to remember why the event was held in the first place. They felt it was unfair that a positive cause was being overshadowed by fashion and controversy. Others argued that attention, even when focused on drama, still kept the event in the public eye. They believed that as long as people were talking, the mission was not completely lost. As the story moved across platforms, creators on YouTube and social media began sharing their own takes. Some broke down the situation step by step, offering commentary and asking their audiences what they thought. One creator opened her video by welcoming viewers and encouraging them to like and subscribe. She explained that the dress was just one part of a much larger picture. In her view, the couple's history, public image, and way of handling criticism all played a role in why people reacted so strongly. She shared clips from interviews and pointed out moments where the pastor's tone seemed more casual than expected. She asked her viewers whether they felt that was appropriate for someone in his position. The creator also talked about how social media changes everything. In the past, church leaders might have handled criticism quietly within their communities. Now, every moment can go viral, and every response becomes part of the story. She suggested that the couple might be navigating a new kind of role, one that mixes ministry with public influence. That, she said, is not easy to balance.
I tried
As
to
the
keep
video
it cute, but I can't.
continued,
Jamal Bryant's wife looked absolutely stunning in that dress. The dress looked beautiful, her shape, everything about it. It was just beautiful, right? But as someone who's supposed to be representing the kingdom of God, it should not have been worn outside of the house. Simple as that. It's literally that simple, y'all. Here's the thing. People be like, oh, well, she wasn't going to church. Oh, well, she wasn't doing da-da-da-da. We are the church. And wherever we go, we're supposed to be representing God. Therefore, what we wear, how we present ourselves, it matters. She didn't look like she was representing the kingdom of God that day.
I divorced because of my infidelity, not because of irreconcilable differences, but because I broke that covenant. And so I had to go through a healing process for myself on what is it that was in me that would go outside of the bounds of my covenant, my agreement, and to risk my family for somebody I never wanted to be with.
I don't dress for people. I dress for myself and for my husband. I am a wife, Dress I felt was very appropriate for the occasion. We were not at a church event. We were at a black tie gala.
Now, Brian, where all that is in the Bible? Okay. I bought the dress. Is that in the Old Testament or the New Testament? I don't know. She married to me. Is that in Proverbs or Galatians? Which, everything that you said, was that before or after Moses parted the Red Sea?